Commentary. Nix was impatiently waiting for an answer. Plot and scheme? Her son Thanatos, the god of death, protested. We would never. Settle down, brother, Somnus interrupted. Mother, it is not his fault. I know what you speak of. It is the work of my son Brash and his children. They've grown unusually bloodthirsty as of late. I apologize for their behavior. Ah, his mother said. I am aware of what you speak of, and I appreciate your honesty in this matter. It seems Brash and several of his children have been dissatisfied with their rightful place in the underworld and the Demos Oneroi, and have instead decided to enter the mortal realm and inflict themselves upon the living like some plague or disease. I will speak with them, Somnus reassured her. It has gone beyond that, Nix warned. They threaten to disrupt the natural order of things and cause war between myself and those of greater power than even I. I have decided that they must be tested and punished if necessary. How will you test them? Somnus asked. Nix lifted a burdensome scroll to the table and partially unfurled it, revealing a spot in the middle. It was a map of the Demos Oneroi, the Greco-Roman mythological realm of dreams. She pointed to a tiny spot on the map with the very tip of her slim, tapered finger. Do you see that young man there? She asked, tapping the spot twice. Look closely, and you will see him. He is the one begging your granddaughter mercy for his life. I see him, Somnus responded. The fate of the entire line of Brash lies with him, she said. Let's say that the mortal is able to persevere. Let's say that he is able to survive for the short span these fragile creatures are intended to live. Perhaps he will become the progenitor of a bloodline, for offspring are the closest any mortal comes to being immortal. If he is able to thrive, then they shall as well. If not, Thanatos asked a little too eagerly. Being the god of death, he had a pleasant feeling about where this might be going. If not, then as they so envy the mortals, let them be mortal. Let their endless lives, with which they have become so bored and tired, come to an end. Nix ordered. Let them die, like all the rest. He is my son, Somnus protested. Surely you will at least allow me to call forth a champion to protect this mortal upon whose fragile shoulders you place such a heavy burden. Very well, Nix relented after a moment of silent consideration. You may, but you must call forth a champion from your own line. More specifically, this champion should be one of Brash's progeny. To the best of my knowledge, they are cruel, brutal, and irredeemable. But if you have one of them with whom you might trust such a charge, name him. Her, Somnus corrected. Happiness. I name her. She will protect him. Nix furrowed her brow. I have not heard this name before. Who is she? She is a demigoddess, Somnus explained. She is the offspring of the most recent dalliance between Brash and his mortal mistress. Nix laughed. You mean a demi-somnolly? To be a demigoddess, she would need to be the child of a god, and surely we are not elevating your wayward son Brash to the same status as you or your brother. Very well, Somnus conceded, not wishing to offend his mother. Certain among his 1,000 sons, the Oneroi, were considered gods. Morpheus was the god of dreams, and Phobator the god of nightmares, for example. Brash would have been the god of erotic nightmares, but he was obscure and had no worshippers. A demi-somnolly, as you say. I name her. For their sakes, I hope she's a great deal gentler than her sisters, Thanatos remarked. They've sent many a mortal my way. Therapy. Flynn wished that all things therapeutic could be as relaxing and comfortable as morning shower masturbation. After a year of listening to his bizarre nightmares, Dr. Madeline Lester continued to seem unimpressed. She didn't believe him when he said the dreams were real. She was an older professional woman who was not easily shocked by anything he had to say. When he described what he described as nightmares she claimed were merely fantasies, she insinuated that he secretly wanted to become some monster's juice box. He wanted the creature to plunge a straw into him and suck him dry. She shifted uneasily in the office chair while he relayed the latest of his strange dreams. Dr. Lester took notes. "Okay," she said when she was done. "So, do you think this dream was different than your other dreams?" "Well, yes," he said, gesturing nervously with his hands. "Usually it dopes me up first, but this time it wanted to hurt me." "Did you want to be hurt?" the doctor asked. "Well, no, I didn't want that monster to hurt me," he lied. "Look, I don't want to talk about this." "That's fine," she said. "I respect that, so let's talk about something else." "Okay," he said, breathing a sigh of relief. "Earlier you told me you hurt yourself this morning," she began. "No," he protested. "I never said I hurt myself. I said the creature in my dreams hurt me. It scratched the shit out of me. I mean, look at my back. It still hurts, and so do these holes in my neck." And he neglected to mention several scrapes and bruises on more private parts of his anatomy. "Can you see how this sounds?" "We both agree it's not real," she reminded him. "It could not have hurt you. Therefore, we must conclude that you've hurt yourself, mustn't we?" "That is so messed up," he shouted. "You're setting me up. If I say yes, you're going to say this is self-harm. If I say no, you're going to say I'm psychotic or suffering from delusions. It's like no matter what I say, you're going to know, you're trying to get me 5150. Do you think you need to be committed and placed on a 3-day psychiatric hold for evaluation?" Dr. Lester asked. "No," he snapped back. "Of course not. I'm fine." "You don't look fine," Dr. Lester responded calmly. "You look like you haven't been sleeping or eating, and you seem rather agitated." "I've been eating," he claimed. "It's like I told you, I keep throwing up. Haven't you found anything in the blood tests?" "You are a little anemic," the doctor explained patiently, "but otherwise, all your blood work is fine. So how are you sleeping?" "Not very well," he admitted. "I'm afraid to sleep." "So you're afraid you'll hurt yourself?" she asked. "No, I'm afraid that the thing is going to hurt me," he repeated. "I'm afraid it's going to kill me. It keeps saying it's going to kill me, so of course I'm not sleeping well. I'm terrified." As soon as the words left his mouth, Flynn realized his error. Dr. Lester didn't believe there was any creature. She would interpret what he had just said as meaning he was afraid he'd kill himself. There weren't any mirrors in her office, but he could remember how haggard he looked in the bathroom mirror this morning. He didn't imagine he could look any better right now. He searched in vain for a hint of his own reflection in the shiny surface of the plastic Zoloft advertisement on her desk. "Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done."